Welcome to the shooting show. This week it's a fox in double. Gary Green's in the fox box and Huw Hopkins tests out a semi-auto from Hatsan.
Right, we're back on a chicken farm again, and a friend of mine, Josh, has come along to have a look at the fox box in particular up there, because he's thinking about building one himself. He's got a small holding and chickens. So yeah, the whole exercise really is a bit trial and error. A, to see if we've got foxes back in the area, and we've got a lot of chickens here, as you can see, and B, to give Josh, hopefully, a demo of how good it is really, and see what goes on in there, how comfortable it is, how safe it is, and dry, because it's looking like it's going to pour rain this evening. So it'll give him a good run through of what it's like, and hopefully it'll be worth his while building one. We've got tea up there and coffee and heaters, so you'll be all right.
That's just right then, that's what you want.
I shot 6 foxes here a week ago. I got here about this time, and literally as we got in the fox box, there was one straight in, shot that, and within 15 minutes another one, and then within the 2 hours shot 6 foxes here. So, it just shows you don't have to be dark. Yeah, it'd be nice to see the early one. We have spent some time in here with James, and it don't always go according to plan when you've got a camera about. It goes on till 2 or 3 in the morning, and then it's just like someone's let them all out from the other side of the edge. They just all start wandering in. Yeah. That's it. I'll check that every time now that clicks forward, that safety after that mess up. Don't want none more of that. Too enough pressure to shoot them sometimes without adding that to it. Oh yeah, see that chicken? That's good. So we know exactly where he's going to stop. Plop.
The view from Gary's fox box is a familiar one by now, but that doesn't mean success is guaranteed. There's no sign of a fox. We keep the electronic caller going intermittently as the evening darkens, switching between Gary's favoured calls. If Josh was hoping for an action-packed demonstration of life in the fox box, he's probably getting disappointed. But we're not letting ourselves get restless and keep eagerly scanning the likely approach routes. Just then we spot something, but it's rather obviously not a fox. There'll be no shooting while this chap is cycling through, so all Gary and Josh can do is sip their tea and wait. With the coast clear once more, we return to the task in hand, and this time we have better luck.
In front, come in. Straight in from behind the telegraph.
The caller has done its job, and it doesn't take long to positively identify this as a fox. A few final squeaks will hopefully bring it into range. The fox stops to cast a glance our way, and Gary makes no mistake. After a quiet evening, we finally have a fox on the ground.
It'd be very interesting to know whether that's a dog, a cub or vixen. So that's, so far there's 7 foxes in 2 weeks. It's just a week old since I've been here. So the grass has got up a bit, Josh. I'm not sure if that's made it look smaller than it actually is, but it looks pretty switched on when I looked at it up in the scope. Right. It's really staring down here. Come straight out, you know that little burn I told you about? It's come straight down the side. It's always just to the left of that telegraph pole. That's their way through from there. It may well be that that's in there. There's all sorts of old machinery and stuff for a fox, perfect for a fox to lay up. And it always seems to be that before long one comes directly there. Whether it's because they're tracking other foxes, what's been through there when you've had a vixen on eat and stuff like that. It's just, you know, or it's just part of the foxes you're not seeing when you're here to shoot what are coming through anyway. You know, because they're covering such a big distance when they're hunting. But there you are, that's a little bit of help from that, but that's on site, that's hanging back there waiting to come. I thought it might be a good time, just as a light dropped out, to give it another little go. We'll give it 5 or 10 minutes and we'll call again, just see if there's anything else holding back in that edge.
And we're not done yet. The vigil continues. Gary might have shot 6 foxes when he was last here, but the previous fox's appearance means there's still some about. They might be keeping themselves hidden for now, but when you've got all the comforts of the fox box, why not wait another hour? Then we spy an intruder of a different kind. There's not much we can do about this one, except sit tight and wait for normal service to resume.
Hey, you all right for time? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you sure? Yeah, I'll need to go have a piss soon. Yeah. Let's give it another squeak for you. Yeah, just see if we can do it.
We decide to follow the gamekeeper's mantra of giving it another 20 minutes before you head for home. Josh looks like he might be losing interest, but you can bet that any sight of a fox will perk him up right away. Gary, meanwhile, is alert as ever. And our persistence pays off as we spot movement at the edge of the field.
Say again. It's a fox. Is it a fox? Can you see it? Grab that torch, mate. Quick. Can you got you on it, James? I'll put you. Closer you can get it, the better, really. I don't think it's going to come. I'm going to shoot it there.
The fox may be further out, but it's still well within range, and Gary puts his second fox down on the spot.
It went for your wee. It come out of the field there and stood on the track about 80 yards. And it was going...
What's he doing?
Yeah, it could hear you on the roof, I suppose, just walking down. And then it sort of just started cutting back out. once it heard the call, it wasn't happy. So it just started moving back. It worked out all right. This is the second one I've had over there last week. Yeah.
What distance is it?
It's about 112 there, and 140 to the gateway. Oh well. Got our two. That's classic though, just like pigeon shooting, you get the flask out. In this case, in this case it weren't the flask, but whatever you start to do, have a wee, get your sandwiches, have a cup of tea, along comes matey. And I'd called a little while before you went out, hadn't I? And I just wonder if it's come through that long grass and not picked its eyes up. How are you doing there? You're ready to stretch your legs? You should think you are. Yeah. Last look. Oh, that's a long while sitting there. Oh man. Oh dear.
With a respectful tally of foxes, it looks like we'll be calling it a night. All that's left is retrieval of the two carcasses. Gary took care of 6 dogs last time, so we're expecting a couple of vixens here. But one of the golden rules of foxing is you never quite get what you expect.
That's a vixen there and a dog there. That was a dog, the first one. There's a burn almost where they're coming through there sort of pretty regular. And it just sort of went, I see its eyes and it disappeared, and then it was back up on the track, and then more or less racing straight in. Just stood it up broadside and made the shot on it good. So, but yeah, that's only just 60 yards by that midden tank there. So it's straightforward, but I always try and turn them broadside if I can. You might as well make life as easy as you can. It's a big old target then. The bullet on that one, that's the Gecko 56 grain. That's gone in nice and exploded, and that's got a hole out the back of it like the size of my fist. So that was instant death, that one, which is what we want. Yeah, we've had a bit of a wait for the second one, but I was quite sure we might see a second one. But yeah, I don't know, an hour or two, maybe slightly longer. It's gone by. We've all got a bit tired up there. And nature called for yourself, and you had to go out and have a wee. And lo and behold, that's a classic, isn't it? You know, it's like getting your flask out when you're pigeon shooting. Well, it called a lot of things, but there you go. And lo and behold, there's a fox on the track when you're out there. So I just, as you come here, it was just, James, there's a fox here. And it did start making off, and I thought we might lose it, but it stayed within range. It was still safe on the track there. That's a good 10 metres in off the hedge. That was well safe enough to shoot. Put the light on it myself just to ID for sure, because it was dark in the scope, even though I could see it was a fox, just to make sure. Lit it up and sent the bullet and had a nice clean kill at about 110 yards on the track. So that was a good one to get, especially it turned out being a vixen, so that was a good one. Yeah, bullet's not even exited on that one, it's just impacted and just completely flattened it. Yeah, it was good.
As I say, I've been up here before, I've sat with Gary, so I did have a rough idea of what to expect, but then you know if you're up there, you're warm, your mind's set on the job properly, you're not going to be making any silly mistakes, you're in the right place, and yeah, I think it's just something well worth investing in. Got a structure to build on, I hope. We've got electricity down there as well, so I can get the heaters and the kettle going. And it's just a case of putting it up now, I think. Hopefully that'll save my chickens a little bit. Because,
yeah, that's it.
We are having problems with them, and it is something that needs addressing. and if this is the way forward, then yeah, there's something definitely worth looking at.
Gary there, reducing the local fox population by 2. And now it's the Shooting Show news.
This is the Shooting Show news. Mark Windsor drove away from Royal Berkshire Shooting School in a new Range Rover after winning the Stratstone Ultimate One challenge. In the 20-gun final on Thursday, Mark shot a phenomenal 25 straight on the challenging course of high-driven targets. And if that wasn't enough, Mark also took away a vintage Rolex after triumphing in the weekly winners' shoot-off.
You had a pretty awesome year last year.
Very good year, yeah.
But nothing will come close to this, surely.
I don't know. No, definitely. I mean, all of my years, all of my successful years won't, all packed together, won't come to even near what I've just done now. I don't think anybody can cap what's just done now. I mean, in a career to win a Range Rover at RBS here is just unbelievable. I don't know what to say. I really don't. Don't.
Read all about it in Clay Shooting magazine. There's new advice available on firearm security, produced by BASC, the police and the National Crime Agency. The new advice reminds shooters of the basics of secure storage. Keep it locked up, keep it hidden, transport firearms securely and be vigilant. It also warns gun owners to be safe online and not give away too much information about your gun storage on social media sites. NCA Deputy Director Roy McComb said although the level of theft of lawful firearms is very low, one firearm in the wrong hands is one too many. See the guidance for yourself by following the link on screen now. Firearms permit fees for European sporting guests could become a thing of the past if BASC has its way. The organisation says the fees are restricting tourism and has called for them to be removed. Recent statistics show that more than half of shoot activity leads to visitors staying in local accommodation and using local services. BASC said encouraging shooting visitors to the UK would help encourage growth. More like this in Modern Gamekeeping magazine. And finally, where do shooters live, the town or the countryside? Most would say it's obviously the latter, but according to BASC, there's no urban-rural divide among shooters. A newly published map of BASC membership shows that shooters are equally spread between town and countryside, coast and inland areas. BASC chairman Alan Jarrett said anyone who believes shooting is simply a countryside issue is very much mistaken. We hope that all candidates for the general election will sit up and take note of the fact that people who shoot come from all backgrounds and all areas of the UK. That was the Shooting Show news.
I'm here at Edgehill Shooting Ground in Warwickshire, and today I'm testing the Hatsan Escort Missione. Now, despite working for a shooting magazine, I very rarely get the opportunity to test left-handed semi-automatic shotguns. Not many of them come through the testing ranks, and when Edgar Brothers offered me the opportunity to test this one, I jumped at the chance. Hatsan is a leading light of shotgun manufacturers coming out of Turkey. It joins the ranks of Armsan and ATA Arms, but this one in particular is very good, and you might notice that there's some Italian styling. Let's start at the stock. You can see on the end here that it's got a rubber recoil pad which is soaking up recoil pretty well. I'm using 28-gram Ely Hawk Olympics, which are pretty good cartridges and don't have a lot of recoil with them anyway, but these are soaking up whatever is left. This particular stock is a little short for me, but I do have the option of adding 3 spacers into the rubber recoil pad here, which should give me that extra bit of length if I was hoping to buy this one and use it long term. The wood used on the stock and the forend is quite blonde actually, but I'm quite a fan of it. I think it's quite eye-catching and blends in well with the rest of the gun. Edgar Brothers have called it a light walnut with gloss lacquering on it, but it does look very nice, especially with the tight checkering around the grip and on the forend. The grip fills the hand quite well, and that's fine for myself, but for anyone with slightly shorter fingers, you might struggle to reach the trigger just a little bit. But I do like the added touch of the word Escort engraved on the grip. The trigger surrounding is made from tough black polymer, as is the trigger safety. It only stops the trigger though. from pulling back. If you drop the gun, then it would likely go off. It's one of the many touches they've added that make it look a little bit more expensive than the price you're actually paying for it. Moving on to the action and the receiver now. This is actually anodized aircraft alloy, so it's tough stuff, and it's been sort of not engraved exactly, but it has been etched with a beautiful scroll with the words Escort Missione. Loading the Hatsan is easy. We're on a range here, we're safe, we're pointing down range, but I'll just show you how to do it. You drop the first cartridge into the receiver there, and instead of hitting a button like you would on a Remington or a Benelli, you simply start loading the next cartridge into the bottom. And once you do that, that loads the first cartridge, and then you put the next one into the magazine. And the Hatsan Escort Mission is also available in a 4+1 shot if you have that option on your firearms certificate. The single barrel is 28 inches in length, though you do get a set of 5 interchangeable chokes there, which adds about another 3/4 of an inch on the end. It's topped with a gloss black 7mm vented stepped rib, which points out the targets quite nicely. There are 2 gas bleed ports here where the barrel meets the magazine. That gas then pushes the cartridge into the chamber, ready to be fired. It's an efficient system. This worked reliably with all the 28-gram cartridges I've been using today. I did also try some 24s which cycled, but less so the 21 grams. So with the 28-inch barrel, I thought it was best I test them out on a couple of skeet targets here today. And in doing so, this particular gun pointed out the targets quite well. And although the first couple of stands were a bit ropey, getting used to the gun, by the final couple of stands I was hitting pairs on most of them. The cone on this stock is possibly a little low for me. If I were going to use it as a competition gun, I'd prefer to get something a bit more custom fit. But for what we've been doing today, for youngsters getting into the sport, or even newcomers who are slightly older, and for those who enjoy shooting pigeons out in the field, this is a good workhorse of a gun that will last you a very long time. And at the astonishing price of £600, that just goes to show how much you can get for your money with brands like Hatsan coming out of Turkey. So to round up, shooting a left-handed semi-automatic shotgun, it's a rarity for me, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my experience with this today. I would like to see some changes that actually can be solved quite simply with the use of stock spacers on either end, and if I was going to shoot another round of skeet, I'd probably change the choke at the end there and maybe use some 9s instead of some 7.5. But for what you get for £600, the importers and distributors, Edgar Brothers, they should see a lot of these flying off the shelves, and you'll probably see quite a few of them down clay ranges yourself.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. And if you're not a member of BASK, it's time to join now. BASK, looking after your sport, looking after you.